was at the time of the destruction of the second Beit HaMikdash. Rabbi Abraham Azancot was the one who was able to sneak out, showing himself like a dead person, and he got to the Caesar, and he was able to save. He didn't go to the Caesar. He went to the one who became Caesar after. Right? He was the general at that time, and he was able to save Yavne Chachamim, the city of Yavne, and the Talmidei Chachamim were protected by the kingdom of the Romans because of the request of Rabbi Abraham Azancot. The Gemara says, Rabbi Abraham Azancot, 2 years after the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash, he was about to pass away. It says the Gemara that the students were standing around the bed of Rabbi Menachem Azancot, and they asked him, Rabbi, give us a message before you're passing. Give us a message. And Rabbi Yochanan Azancot said, I have one message that I really want you to work on it. What is it? Yeh mora shamayim alechem kemora basar v'dam. The fear that you should have from Hashem should be the same fear that you have to other people. You getting it? He says, you have fear from other people, inshallah you will have the same fear to Borei Olam. So the students, the Rabbi, you're talking to us? What do you mean? What do you mean? Of course we have Yirat Shamayim. And Rabbi Menachem Azancot said, Halevai, I wish that really, for real, even you guys, will have the same level of ira'ah, of fear, that you have to people, than what you have in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Why? How many times a person will never act in a certain way when other people are looking at him? And he will never act in a certain way when someone important in the community or a rabbi will see you. Suddenly we're going to act tzaddikim, yirei shamayim. I spoke with one guy and he told me, you think my dad is so nice because he comes to shul and he's always nice and beloved to everyone? At home he's not like that, just let you know. Shem Yishmor. So, says Rabbi Abraham Azancot, I wish that the fear that we have to other people should be at least the same level of the fear that we have to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And then the Gemara says that at that moment, Rabbi Abraham Azancot says to his students, bring a chair right now to Chizkiyahu Melech Yehuda. All this is it's brought in the Gemara. To Chizkiyahu Melech Yehuda. Why? The neshama of Chizkiyahu Melech Yehuda came here right now. Please bring a chair to Chizkiyahu Melech Yehuda. By the way, the Zohar HaKadosh writes down that whenever a person passes away, so there are neshamot that are connected to that person that comes, especially if the person that is about to pass away is a tzaddik, so they come to welcome him to Olam Haba. Now, they don't have to be family members. They can be even someone that you, for example, learn his book so much and you get connected so much to this tzaddik that the tzaddik owns you because of the chesed that he did by learning his Torah. So he comes to you and he welcomes you to Olam Haba. So Rabbi Menachem Azancot says to the students, bring a chair for Chizkiyahu Melech Yehuda. Now the difference, if you look inside, Chizkiyahu and Rabbi Menachem Azancot, they had no connection in the family. No family connection. So why suddenly, from all the tzaddikim, do you know how many years before Rabbi Menachem Azancot, How many years before Chizkiyahu passed away? We're talking about over 600 years. 600 years. Dafka, this Tzaddik Chizkiyahu Melech Yehuda has to come to welcome Rabbi Abraham Azancot to Olam Haba. What's the idea behind it? As we know, Chizkiyahu HaMelech was in Yerushalayim, was a tzaddik. The Gemara brings down that really Mashiach was supposed to come at the days of Chizkiyahu. The Gemara brings one of the reasons is because Chizkiyahu HaMelech didn't sing to HaKadosh Baruch Hu the same way that David HaMelech did. But at the generation of Chizkiyahu HaMelech, Am Yisrael, they were in the highest spiritual level possible. But there was an enemy. The enemy was Aram. Melech Aram, sent a letter to Chizkiyahu in a nice way. Okay, what was the letter? Trump style. He says, listen, Habibi, I'm giving you an offer. You have a land that I designated for you and your people. Take your people, move them to that land. I'm just taking Yerushalayim. I'm not planning to kill you guys. And Chizkiyahu says back, Ruhi, we're not moving. So Melech Aram gets very mad. And he says, you think that I'm playing games with you? There was not a one nation that I was not able to defeat. You don't even have an army. Even if I give you 2,000 horses, you don't have soldiers to ride them. What are you talking about? I'm telling you nicely, take the offer, because if not, it's going to be with death, and anyway we're going to grab Yerushalayim. And Chizkiyahu says, I'm not moving. Yerushalayim is the place of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and you're not going to be able to conquer Yerushalayim. Now, Rabotai, Melech Aram was so mad that he told his soldiers, he brought all his army. We're talking about 180,000 generals only. Let's say each general had only 10 soldiers under him. Let's say. What's the amount? Huh? Millions. 2 millions. And that's if they only had 10 soldiers each general. When the soldiers got there, they laughed. They saw the walls of Yerushalayim. They said, that's a joke. And the plan was, no need even to shoot one arrow. Just go tomorrow morning. Each soldier is going to grab one stone out from the wall, and the wall is going to come down. That's it. That was the plan. Now, what do you think? That Chizkiyahu Melech Yehuda didn't have politics inside. There was another guy called Shevna. Shevna, Chazal is saying, the Gemara brings down, Shevna had more students and people that follow him more than Chizkiyahu. And Shevna sent a letter to Melech Aram, telling him, Habibi, I am against Yirmiyahu. Yirmiyahu is acting from his own. We don't agree. The majority of the nation doesn't agree. I'm coming out tomorrow with the people, okay, to show you that the majority of the nation is not following Chizkiyahu, and therefore don't kill us. Definitely Shevna goes out. All the people were supposed to go after him. And Chazal is saying the Borei Olam made a miracle. At the second the Shevna left the gates of Yerushalayim, the gates closed themselves and they got locked. So people were trying to open up the gate, they couldn't. Shevna found himself outside, alone. Who was one of the people that Menachem had? Was the famous Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar back in the days, he was only a general, head general over there. Nebuchadnezzar saw him, and Nebuchadnezzar said, "Where is your people? You're playing games with us?" And he killed him. So like I told you, next morning the plan was the soldiers will grab the stones of Yerushalayim and Halas. No more Yerushalayim. What Borei Olam did. That night was the night of the Leila Seder. Chizkiyahu Melech Yehuda prays to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and he says, Borei Olam, I'm not doing it for me. This is your city, this is your home. That night HaKadosh Baruch Hu opened up the skies and he let the army of the enemy to hear the songs of the Menachem. The Gemara says, Chazal is saying, the Navi says, that 180,000 generals with their army, they all died just by hearing the sounds of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. 5 people survived. That's all. That was the story of Chizkiyahu. Fast forward 600 years later. Similar scenario. Now the Romans are surrounding Jerusalem, and a lot of people from all over the cities around it in Israel, they all came to Jerusalem, Jews, and they were Gibborim, strong people, strong army, and there was an argument in between the army and the Chachamim. Should we go to fight? The Chachamim said no, give up. The opposite of what happened with Chizkiyahu. Over here, Rabbi Abraham Azancot, that was the head rabbi of the generation, he's saying, give up. White flag. Let the Romans feel that they're the boss. We're going to pay more taxes. Don't fight. And the Bidyonim slash the army people, they said, Mapito, we're not going to let the Romans to control Yerushalayim. We're going to fight. And to push the Am Yisrael to fight, they burned all the storage of food that Am Yisrael had, that the Gemara Masechet Gittin brings down, and that caused starving. People died inside Yerushalayim. The question is, how come Rabbi Abraham Azancot is acting the other way around, the opposite of what Chizkiyahu Melech Yehuda is acting? And the answer is huge difference. At the time of Chizkiyahu Melech Yehuda, Am Yisrael, in their spiritual level, they were in the top of the hill. And Am Yisrael, they loved each other, even though there were more students to one Rebbe, more. Okay, even though the majority of the people, they were with a different Rebbe, but there was no mahloket, there was no hatred. Because there was no hatred, Chizkiyahu knew that Am Yisrael had a merit, and the merit of Shalom that they had is going to protect against the biggest army, the biggest empire, with 0 soldiers, nothing. But the Olam is going to save and protect Am Yisrael. But at the days of Rabbi Abraham Azancot made difference. The situation was the opposite. And the mahloket and sinat chinam that was among us was terrible. Says Rabbi Abraham Azancot, when there is no union in between us, there is no protection. When there is no protection, you can have the strongest army, and we're going to be defeated, Chaz v'Shalom. Rabbi Abraham Azancot, 2 years after the destruction, is passing away. And inside himself, he still had a small doubt. Maybe I should act like Chizkiyahu Melech Yehuda. But at the moment of his passing, the neshama of Chizkiyahu is coming down. To welcome Rabbi Abraham Azancot and to show him, yes, you were right. Because if there is no love and unity among Am Yisrael, there is no way to defeat any enemy. Even even the lowest enemy. My dear friends, we cannot control the whole world. We cannot change all of Am Yisrael. We can't. We should start changing ourselves. We're already 2 years in a war. 2 years that unfortunately we have lost so many soldiers. Over 890 soldiers. Besides the people that were lost during the 7th of October. And besides the people that were lost during the war with Iran and during the attacks in Lebanon. I think we have to decide. It's either we decide to be united and let HaKadosh Baruch Hu do our job, or if not, Chas v'Shalom, so there is no protection. These days, the days of Ben HaMetzarim, is the moment to start making a switch in our mind. Start loving more people. Think love. Think unity. Think positive about the people that are next to us. Bezat Hashem, that merit will protect us and will bring the final redemption of the Geulah Shlema b'meinah b'yameinu amen. Rabbi Abraham Azancot